Hey, welcome to this week's Table Talk podcast. It's Caleb. David, we have a new guest with us this week.
We sure do.
George, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
We're glad you're here.
Thanks.
It is. We're in a new location. We're in my office. We've got a new guest. We're just really taking things to the next level here.
I like it in here.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a don't look behind the door. It's where I hide all the stuff. But there's a lot of painting going on in the worship center, and lots of work happening. Mario's got the first coat on one side, and
That's great.
looks really good. I'm really excited about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of really good stuff happening, but it just makes it super busy around.
Yes.
So we're probably the next couple weeks, we're going to be adjusting where we record these and what we do. So, but it's exciting stuff. If you're gonna have to move, it's for a good reason.
Yeah, good reasons.
I like it.
Yeah. Well, how was your guys' weekend?
Real good. Kind of busy.
Yeah.
Yeah. My brother and sister-in-law were coming through town, so they stopped at our house.
Nice.
And that's great to see them.
Good.
Talk about solutions to all the problems in the world and solve them.
So you guys get it figured out?
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad somebody is. How about you, David? What'd you guys do?
It was good. Lyle and Landry, I talked about it last week. They had their homeschool co-op performance thing, so that took up like our whole weekend. But it was fun. They had a great time, and I think we're all glad that's done.
Nice.
But so it was good, and I really I didn't have to worry about whether Ohio State was in the tournament or
That's
not.
true.
It takes a lot of pressure off when your team doesn't even make it.
That's right.
None of us are worried about it anymore.
That's right. I have moved on. I have repressed it in my mind.
What's basketball?
Yeah. It's baseball season anyways.
Yeah. You told me that's what Kentucky was saying when they were playing. What's basketball?
Yeah, that's right. That's what they looked like Friday night.
So did we.
Yeah. It was crazy. All those games just ended up like mirror images of each other. I mean, it was like the one team jumped out ahead and the other team just looked lost. I mean, Michigan State was like that, Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky. It was across the board. Yeah. But yeah, this is a fun sports weekend or not, depending on your point of view, I guess. And now it kind of feels like, to me, when my team's out of the tournament, that's when it really feels like spring has begun. You know, we kind of made the shift.
Right.
So it feels like a new season today.
Put it behind you.
Yeah, it's done.
Yeah. My season begins. NBA playoffs.
That's right.
Another week or two. So
That's right.
That's it'll be a lot of fun. Probably not as much fun as George's sermon on Sunday.
That's true. Yeah.
I've heard really good things, and that you nailed it. I think you closed out this series really well with a lot of challenging. And I think that's a great way to end it. For me, a great way to end a series, right? Is by saying, "Hey, here's a challenge. What are we doing with this?"
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I enjoyed doing it. As soon as you guys gave me my subject, love your neighbor, I went right in and said, I think I know what I'm going to do. Yeah. And then I scanned through real quick the book on the art of neighboring, and it was good. But I just said, I think I'm going to do what I thought I was going to do.
Yeah. No, it was good. I mean, it was a good encouragement for people. I loved the ways to practice, you know, stepping across the aisle, across the street, and then finally across the invisible lines that separate us. I thought it was really challenging, and heard some cool stories of people going out to lunch after.
Yeah, I saw a couple different couples at a restaurant.
Nice.
And we're glad that they got this chance. And
Yep. And that chance isn't over.
Right.
I mean, I would say that
just
challenge.
started.
Yeah. I would say that challenge goes for, if you weren't able to do it this week, try to do it this upcoming week, and try to really get in there and to get to know other people and stuff. I think it's just I thought that was a great challenge because it's so easy to come in and see. Well, it's easy to come in and leave, right? Without being noticed. It's also easy to come in and only see the people that you see,
right?
People, and that is a challenge. We've talked about it a lot as at Westtown. Is like, it's a close knit group at church. You know, there's when you see people that you love and that you've been going to church with for years and years and years, you want to catch up. This is an opportunity. You can kind of get tunnel vision and maybe miss out on meeting some new people, and that's I thought this sermon was a great way of challenging people to do that.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of times there's a lot more going on in people's hearts. And when they're at church, when you're greeting people, I'm fine. Yeah, things are fine. But it's like if you sit down and talk a little bit, you find out, there is a lot more going on and stuff in their life than you even realize.
Yeah, well, that's one of the hard things is we kind of come to church and we expect, or at least feel the pressure to put on this face of everything's good, we're happy, we're here to celebrate and worship. And it's like, and once you get behind that just a little bit, you start to see there's a lot of stuff that we don't talk about.
Yeah,
and I
life
think just
is tough. It's heavy.
And the chance just to go out to eat with people and just get to know them better and hear their story, I think that just, it opens up, being good neighbors and being a community together in a way that just kind of surface level handshakes, like you said, can't do.
Yeah. Yeah. And you want to know that person. Everybody really wants to be loved for who they are inside. And so you want to love that person at a deeper level.
Yeah.
Than and to me, I feel like that's how God knows me. He knows what's on my heart and loves me just like I am. And it's like, I want to try to have that same kind of attitude toward others.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's hard.
Yeah.
It can be hard, but I think the challenge is true.
Yeah. Because what you always find out is, there's a lot going on. If I care about you, then now I'm drawn into whatever is going on in your life. It's going to be more than I thought at first.
Yep. I mean, David, we've talked about that, right? That we talked about this the last few weeks, like to go all in, like with God, like he's going to call you into some deeper places. And because he knows you so well, he's going to call those deeper parts of you out. It's the same thing with loving your neighbor. If you want to go all in with loving the people around you, you're going to get pulled into some pretty heavy things.
Right.
Yeah.
And some good things too. I mean, I mean, you're going to find out, wow, I didn't even know that about you.
Yeah. And I think God does that with just about everything in our life. When we accept a challenge and when we do what he's called us to do, the next time he's going to challenge you even a little bit more. And he's going to ask you to do a little bit more, which you may go, that's then why am I taking? But it's good, and it builds you, and it grows your relationship with Christ. It grows trust between you and Him, and the deeper, the more all in that you are, the more God will go. All right, come just a little further. Come just a little bit further. You're in deep. Yeah. Let's keep coming and get closer and closer and closer, and pretty soon God is using you to do amazing big things. And it's just little steps here. It's just a little invitation to somebody on a Sunday morning. It's just looking around you and saying, I've never seen this person before. I wonder if they're new. Yeah. It's little things like that to be a welcoming neighbor, or maybe your physical neighbor is just noticing them when they're out mowing and complimenting their yard and trying to strike up a conversation. It's little things that God pushes you out of your comfort zone, and then the next thing becomes easier and easier, but at the same time, he's going to push you deeper and deeper and ask more and more. So can be a dangerous thing to say yes to God, but it's also an exciting thing.
Right.
It is. It's the best thing. Yeah. He's saying, now this is where life really is. Loving and being loved at that depth is a whole lot better than a surface kind of love.
Well, it reminds me of Chronicles of Narnia, where they're talking about Aslan, and they said, well, is he safe? No. But he's good.
Yeah.
And it's like, that is what we're talking about here. To go all in with God is, it may not feel safe, but it is the best thing.
Yeah.
Because he kind of strips away our fears and our masks and the things that we want to put up and project. But to be known and loved by him at that level and for other people, it changes your life. We're just often afraid to step into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I loved that you preached this sermon for a lot of reasons, but one of the reasons is I think you do this really well. You love people well. You're a good neighbor to people, and I think for me to be able maybe some of the older people that go to our church to be able to hear from somebody and go, hey, reach out, and for younger people.
Yeah.
For just, this week and the next several weeks to be hearing from Caleb, reach out, because I think our generation looks, and we've talked about this a lot, is looking for mentors.
Yeah.
Looking for people that love them and that want to hear from them, looking for people to pour into their lives. And it's easy, I think it could be easy to think, oh, they just think I'm old, or I'm, and it's like, no, we need that generation to love on this generation, so this generation can love on the next, and to keep going.
Yeah. One of the couples I saw at the restaurant was an older couple with a little bit younger couple, and you could see some mentor. And they even found out they knew people, each of them knew people, and there was a crossover, and they really hit it off.
That's great.
Yeah.
And that's what we want. Like that's, I think, what church is supposed to be. It's supposed to be this cross-generational, cross-racial, cross-political, cross all the lines that you called out on Sunday.
Yeah.
It's like those things the world uses to try to separate us, but in Jesus, that's the thing that unites us. We're united in Him. But we just don't see that until we put ourselves in situations to know other people. So I love that story, and I hope that you guys, as you listen to this, that you had a story like that this week, or you're going to have one in the weeks to come, where you're meeting people, you're interacting with them, you're going out to eat, you're having somebody over, you're going to somebody's house, and you are just experiencing the connection that God desires for His church to have.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
I ended up with an appointment 2 weeks from now instead of on the day. We ended up just eating with friends.
Yeah.
Because each of the couple that I invited already had been invited.
Yep. That's funny. I did the same thing. So, but it was good. I had lunch with your daughter and son-in-law and grandsons. It was great. Yeah, we went to Chipotle.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah, and I want them to know you better. I love you. I mean, I think they will love you even more as they get to know you.
It was fun. We talked a lot of cross country.
Okay,
it was good.
Yeah, he's completely into cross country.
It was good. It was exciting to hear about it.
Yeah.
Yep. Now we're wrapping up, Caleb. We're wrapping up this series on All In, correct?
Yes.
So this was the last sermon in this series, and as we're gearing up for Easter and a great time where people are really thinking about their families, about getting closer, and on this note of loving our neighbor, we're starting a new series, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we're starting this coming week, The Art of Neighboring. So we're going to look at that for a few weeks and really talk about what does it mean to love your neighbor practically, like what tangible steps can we take? How do we get to know people? Why does it matter? Why is hospitality something that has been kind of a hallmark of Christians for millennium at this point?
Yeah.
And so I think in a culture, in a society that is actively becoming less hospitable for other people, there's a space for the church to step in there and go, no, we'll be the most hospitable people in the culture.
Yeah.
Because I believe that's who Jesus is, and that's who He's called us to be. And so I'm really excited about that, to dive into that and to see, as we live as good neighbors, what transformation we can see in our lives and the people around us. It's going to be fun.
I love it.
It's going to be fun.
I think this is going to be good for us. The tendency, I think, for phones and computers and everything is putting space between us instead of letting us be right there with each other and know each other's hearts.
Yeah. I mean, it's so easy just to look at a screen, or to, even when you're sitting across from somebody, just pick up your phone and look at it, and you're never really connecting with that person. And when we go home, we go in our garage, we shut the door, and we go in.
Yeah.
And it's just that there's not a lot of connection space anymore. I was listening to something just this past week about how people are spending more time at home than they ever have. And it was happening before the pandemic, but it got worse after, because we don't have to go to the movies for entertainment. We don't have to go to a restaurant to get good food. We can have it delivered. We don't have to meet our friends out somewhere to talk to them. We can FaceTime or play video games together. And all that's great, because it's increased our opportunity to connect, but I think it's actually lessened the depth of our connection.
Yeah.
Because you're right. We're behind screens, we're behind devices, and it takes the human element out of it.
Yeah.
So we'll get into all that in the next couple of weeks.
I love it. I'm excited about this. I think so much of when you look at church history, you look at how the church has grown and stuff like that. A lot of that has come out of loving your neighbor, looking out for those who nobody else is looking out for. You know, and it's like a lot of the church has grown out of just people seeing people who are hurting or in need and stepping in and helping them, or being a friend, or being loving. And I just think that without that, I don't think the church is where it is. And I think, obviously, I think that's part of God's plan. I would say each and every one of us would probably be able to say somebody who has just poured into them, or somebody who's done, they probably don't even think anything of it, but they've done something small that to you changed your life.
Yeah.
So I think that's, I think we've all experienced that. So it's just it's something that we may not even recognize, that a little thing we do on Sunday morning can change somebody's life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, it's good. I'm excited to get into it. Thanks for hanging out today and talking a little bit more about this past Sunday. And we will get back together next week and do this again on Table Talk Podcast. Thanks, guys. Have a good week.
Thank you, Kevin.